As you can see from this graph, students from all OU HSD schools and some from outside of the district have participated. Most of the responses were from male students, but all gender identities were included. Students who reported are 16 through 20 years old, with most of them are 17.
We asked 5 questions about distance learning. Almost 75% of students answered that the technology they were given has worked well. Just over 5% felt the technology was not dependable. Almost 75% of the students reported that they got the help they needed with the technology's issues. Just over 6% admitted to using poor technology as an excuse to not go to class. With student stress being an issue, we asked how our students felt. Over 50% did not think distance learning was more stressful.
With distance learning, there are many distractions. We asked for questions about things that needed to be balanced while keeping up with classes. Over 25% of students have had jobs at the same time, but less than 4% found employment to be hard to balance with school.
We asked how we could help. They answered that they didn't feel like they needed help with this. We also asked about other distractions. Besides work, students did report that the thing that interrupted their schoolwork included friends, family, and needed to supervise younger siblings. 38% of the students found it easier to focus in distance learning. We wanted to know if the pandemic and isolation has caused more overall stress for students. 12% reported financial stress for the family, and 9% said that there was more tension. But overall, 70% reported that everything was good. For the students that felt higher stress levels, we asked how we could help. Most students didn't feel we could help. Those that did include that the workload is too much and please be understanding.
With distance learning being so new, we asked if students felt supported by their teachers. Almost 65% felt that teachers have been both supportive and understanding, while another 33% felt that at least some of their teachers have. 65% even felt that they had been able to make some kind of personal connection with at least some teachers or staff members. Communication with teachers seems very strong. Over 93% felt that they were able to communicate with their teachers when needed, even if it didn't relate to the class. We also asked about being able to communicate with counselors. 40% said that they didn't need to check in with counselors. 52% stated that they were able to contact their counselors when needed.
We wanted to know what has kept our students motivated. Knowing that graduation was possible was number one, with self-motivation being next. When asked what has worked better for them educationally, distance learning or traditional learning, the responses were almost exactly the same. But 63% felt that traditional school was better for their personal and peers relationships.
Since we're getting ready to come back to school, we asked questions about what would be nice to have on campus. 85% would like to have an indoor area to socialize. 63% of our responses are interested in having a zero period for extra credits, while over 30% would consider it. We also wanted to know what kind of after school activities students would be interested in. Responses included sports and more, sports, cooking, dental health, music, arts and craft, a homework tutorial catch-up room.
Almost 29% said they would take advantage of an after school bus if after school activities were offered, while another 50% would consider it. The survey asked students, what is the best way to advertise positive messages? As you can see, the answers were spread out. Our final question was, what are the issues or problems that you have noticed or experienced at school or in distance learning that is not recognized or talked about? Most students cannot think of anything, but those who did included. Distance learning is overwhelming and stressful. It's difficult to learn and there's work overload. Issues with technology and the internet have caused a lot of frustration. We're seeing mental health and negative social interaction. Social media has been social with one another and how people treat each other in chats. Teachers need to make unnecessary and or rude remarks, lack of motivation, but therapy needs to be available. Finally, we finished by offering help to any student who wanted to be contacted. Respecting their privacy, these names will be given to counselors and administration privately.